At the beginning of the story, we are introduced to the Superpower Academy. There, we see a young man who loves playing games. He is thrilled because he has reached the legendary stage in his game. This young man is named Ningfeng. Ningfeng proudly says, "Let me tell you, my opponent is very weak." While he is playing the game, a girl suddenly slaps him. This girl is named Wang Yu. Wang Yu says, "Ningfeng, what are you doing? The awakening exam is about to start, and instead of preparing, you're wholeheartedly playing games." Ningfeng, hearing this, replies, "Isn't what I'm doing a combination of work and rest? Besides, I already know that I will only awaken to an ordinary profession, a 1 or 2 star, unlike Miss Wang, who awakened to a 5-star profession at a young age. So, why should I work hard? I can rely on your hard work in the future." Hearing this, Wang Yu gets a bit upset. She doesn't want Ningfeng to rely on her. While they are having a minor argument, people watching say, "Isn't that the goddess Wang Yu? She should have just returned from special training. She is very popular, having awakened to a 5-star profession at a young age in this province. There has never been such a genius. Wang Yu is truly talented." Everyone there also realizes that next to her is Ningfeng, who is known as the dumbest student in school. Currently, Ningfeng is about to turn 18 and has yet to awaken any talent. People are quite envious of Ningfeng because he managed to get close to a beauty goddess like Wang Yu. They say, "I heard they are childhood friends." But wait, isn't Ningfeng from an ordinary family? How could someone like him have a childhood friend like the goddess Wang? Although they are envious, they can't do much about it. It's important to note that this is the Blue Star world where games and reality merge. There are strength, agility, spell, support, and national adventure awakening exams. The #1 high school exam in the city will soon take place here. As long as you are over 18, you have the chance to awaken abilities and become an adventurer. Dear students, next is an introduction to the exam rules. The students start to gather at the place. The next awakening miracle could be any one of them. We are then shown Ningfeng, who is about to awaken his abilities. He says to himself again, "What's up with Wang Yu just now? She was quite serious. This is my 3rd time taking the exam. I'm not a beginner anymore." Soon after, the committee announces that students will be called to the front to proceed to the testing area for evaluation. Students who awaken will receive a set of basic equipment for their profession and prepare for the practical exam. Here, people start hoping. Some hope to become a spellcaster, some hope to become a warrior. Then there are those who hope to become shadow assassins because they can kill without a trace. And lastly, there are those who hope to become the most popular supporters. After that, Ningfeng's name is called, and Ningfeng rushes forward. This situation makes many people look at Ningfeng. They realize that he is the senior from the legendary trash class, who always follows the goddess Wang Yu and is considered very strong but has yet to awaken. If Ningfeng doesn't awaken this time, he will have a very unlucky day. After that, Ningfeng met with Guru Kaiwai. Guru Kaiwai said, "Don't fail. When you're ready, we will begin." Then, Guru Kaiwai instructed, "Place your hand on the crystal and calm your mind." Ningfeng did as he was told, trying his best. Moments later, the crystal seemed to shine brightly, surprising everyone as they did not expect the crystal to react. It seemed that Ningfeng would awaken soon. The blue light that appeared represented the spell profession. Many people laughed because this profession was undesirable. Then, people said that, as expected, the awakening would automatically learn the initial skill. Soon, the profession star was shown. Ningfeng had awakened 1 star and learned a defensive spell ability. This made Guru Kaiwai realize that this was very difficult because only 1 star was produced, which was the weakest fact. Everyone started laughing at this. They said, "I thought he would defy fate, but it turns out he only got 1 star. This is so embarrassing. Trash will always be trash, he can never become gold." Amid this situation, Guru Kaiwai still asked, "Ningfeng, what skill have you awakened this time?" Ningfeng, hearing this, then said, "Guru Kaiwai, it seems I can't mention it." This made Guru Kaiwai think to herself that Ningfeng seemed to have taken a big blow and looked very unhappy. In the end, Ningfeng only got 1 star. Guru Kaiwai then said, "Here is your equipment. Change and proceed to the next stage." Ningfeng quickly took the equipment and could only think to himself, "Is this really real?" Shortly after, Ningfeng was shocked by the presence of the system. The system said, "Host detected completing awakening and fulfilling system activation conditions." This surprised Ningfeng greatly. The system was successfully activated, and Ningfeng gained the passive abilities Dark Origin and Secret Gift. The passive ability Dark Origin ensured he would not suffer backlash from dark power and would be saved in any way using a forbidden spell. The passive ability Secret Gift allowed him to perform a forbidden spell once a week without consumption. This made Ningfeng think to himself, "Is this really? Isn't dark power the most evil force in the world? And also, forbidden spells are the highest level of spells. What does this have to do with me? Then the system said again, defensive spell detected, and transformation begins. Ning Feng was shocked. He didn't know what kind of transformation it was. Then the transformation was complete, and the defensive spell was now turned into a forbidden spell. With this, Ning Feng became even more confused about what was happening. But clearly, dark power and forbidden spells did not sound good to him. He also still had a practical exam. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong with all of this. Shortly after, the next round began. This time the committee said, "People, form your groups to fight monsters in the rim to train your newly awakened skills. Candidates are not allowed to form teams or attack each other. There will be drones for surveillance." Everyone began to prepare. Ning Feng was also very prepared. His ability had also activated, which was a forbidden spell calling dark power from another world to form a protective shield that could destroy all approaching enemies. The words forbidden spell indeed sounded dangerous to Ning Feng. If it was a type of forbidden spell, Ning Feng would be in trouble if anyone knew about this. So Ning Feng would try to keep it a secret. Then the committee said, "Candidates, you can enter the rim now." Everyone started to enter the place. Ning Feng also hurried to enter. They all arrived in a forest area filled with goblins. The students now began to fight the goblins with all their might. These goblins seemed to be very many, and in this situation, Ning Feng could only find a relatively safe place. He now thought to himself, with the surveillance drones, they can monitor the entire checkpoint, so I don't dare to use the forbidden spell easily. But right now, I don't have any other means of attack. I have to hide and wait for an opportunity and chance to present itself. In the midst of the current events, Ning Feng's presence was discovered by the committee members. They said, while the others are fighting monsters to level up, this young man is hiding behind the bushes. Amidst this situation, Guru Kaiwai tried to explain to Captain Zhu, "Captain Zhu, the boy woke up late and his abilities are not good. The only skill he activated is a defensive spell, which is not suitable for solo play." Hearing this, Captain Zhu said, "Then call him over and he doesn't need to take the exam anymore. Also, as a one-star professional, he won't be able to become a true adventurer." As they were discussing this, a strange situation suddenly occurred in the area. Captain Zhu then asked his subordinate, "What is happening?" The subordinate responded, "I'm not sure, but it seems our drones were attacked by something, causing the connection to be disrupted." Indeed, the system was now receiving warnings of strong power fluctuations detected within the rim. Given this condition, they would quickly find out and investigate what was really happening. By this time, the drone was already destroyed in the rim, and the fate of the students was very dire. They encountered a very strong monster that had destroyed the drone. Yes, the monster now stood proudly before the students, and the Goblin Lord then ordered all its members to work together to defeat these humans. Everyone began to get excited and launched attacks on the humans. They not only destroyed the human defenses but also the remaining drones, causing everything to explode instantly. The goblins completely dominated the place. Amidst the chaos, Ning Feng felt dizzy from the explosions. When he regained consciousness, he saw the goblins approaching him, completely surrounding him. One goblin said, "Oh, there's a noisy little bug here." Feeling threatened by the situation, Ning Feng realized the drones were gone, and this was a great opportunity for him to test whether the forbidden spell was effective. Ning Feng began casting his spell, and all the goblins were shocked, including the Goblin Lord. The forbidden technique was truly terrifying. The goblins were as if their lives were in danger, and many perished. Meanwhile, at the headquarters, the officers finally realized that all the drones were gone. The connection was cut off, and dark forces were coming to the secret rim, indicating that there was a king-level or higher monster. In this condition, the commander ordered his troops to call for reinforcements as quickly as possible and evacuate all non-combat personnel nearby. A teacher also realized that a king-level or higher monster had the power to destroy an entire city, something that had never happened in the secret rim. Back at the scene, the Goblin Lord was truly shocked to see his troops being slaughtered by Ning Feng. Ning Feng was killing anyone around him. Ning Feng's condition was very unpredictable, using a forbidden spell that was rarely seen. Although it looked disgusting and terrifying, it was very effective in combat. He managed to kill the goblin soldiers and gain a lot of experience points. Ning Feng continued to act to chase experience points. The Goblin Lord, still present, realized that human power was extraordinary. He didn't expect humans to have such abilities. The Goblin Lord's movements were locked, and he couldn't move anywhere. As a result, he was hit hard by Ning Feng, causing a big explosion. Ning Feng managed to defeat the Goblin Lord and gained more experience. A moment later, Ning Feng checked his attributes and realized that he had leveled up in terms of health, strength, agility, spirit, and XP. Ning Feng was very happy because he managed to level up. Usually, physical tests only allowed for 1 or 2 level increases. Ning Feng also realized that the XP from small monsters was very low and mostly relied on elite monsters. He still wondered how elite monsters could appear at the test site. However, Ningfeng looked at the available loot, which was a high-quality orange item, indicating permanent attribute enhancement. He had never seen anything like it before. There was a Fang Guarmar that increased agility attributes. Although the orange quality was already an epic level treasure, Ningfeng also managed to get a Shadow Butter Claw, a weapon capable of increasing strength, agility, attack speed, critical rate, and the chance to perform a claw combo. Although Ningfeng couldn't use it, this orange equipment could still be sold for a high price. Ningfeng realized that this way, he could level up easily and become very rich by killing monsters. Not long after, the center notified that all participants had to immediately leave the examination and use the teleportation scroll for evacuation. Ningfeng began to understand this and started trying to do something. However, he slowly realized that he was very lonely because at that moment, the power of the forbidden spell had possessed his body. It seemed as if everyone was trapped in a very evil dimension, and it seemed that only Ningfeng survived this tragedy. Ningfeng could only say that it would be terrifying if anyone found him. He had to flee immediately for his safety and to keep his secret. As Ningfeng tried to get out, at the same time, an elite force arrived at the place to find out the whereabouts of the hiding demon. The commander ordered his troops to take action immediately. Unfortunately, he then said to himself that even if everyone worked together, they wouldn't be able to conquer a king-level monster or higher. He didn't know if reinforcements would arrive on time. But then the commander realized that the source of the dark power suddenly disappeared, and possibly the demon had fled out of the rim. Yes, no one knew that it was Ningfeng's doing. Shortly after, the teacher also reported that everything was now beyond their reach. All participants, aka students, had to remain silent to avoid large-scale chaos. The teacher also called for activating the school's seal array and leaving only one exit for unrelated personnel to be evacuated as quickly as possible. Under these conditions, Ningfeng was seen at the place trying to call his teacher. His teacher then said, "Ningfeng, are you okay?" Ningfeng replied that he was fine, and his teacher ordered him to go to a safe place immediately. The school also announced that the school was temporarily suspended and not to return unless necessary. After that, Ningfeng walked with Wang Yu. There, Ningfeng tried to tell Wang Yu, "It looks like the teacher is facing a formidable enemy." What actually happened? Wang Yu, who heard this, then said, "I heard that an unknown source of power was detected at the examination site, and the whole school has been sealed." Knowing this, Ningfeng thought to himself, an unknown source of power. Could it be an unidentified elite monster? Ningfeng found it very difficult to contain his feelings, but his examination was interrupted halfway. The expression shown by Ningfeng made Wang Yu look worried because it seemed Ningfeng was severely impacted by the incident. Wang Yu now began to say, "Defense spells can save your life, but they are not suitable for leveling up alone. Starting tomorrow, you will work with us." Ningfeng, hearing this, now said, "Thank you for your kindness, but it's not necessary. I can level up alone." Ningfeng didn't want to join because he had a forbidden dark magic spell and couldn't use it in front of others. Wang Yu then said, "Ningfeng, you must not refuse my invitation. Tomorrow morning at 7 at the West Gate, I will be waiting for you." Ningfeng didn't know what else to do. This woman seemed very authoritarian. Then Ningfeng started thinking of an idea, should he pretend to be sick? But he realized that with Wang Yu's personality, he couldn't avoid her indefinitely. Even so, Ningfeng finally came up with a pretty clever idea. Without further ado, Ningfeng went to the exchange place to buy various equipment with attached skills. He could buy items with attached defense spells and pretend to use them the next day. Ningfeng hoped that the system wouldn't change his equipment skills into forbidden spells. After all, he could sell the loot from the previous battle. After that, he met a beautiful girl who tried to serve him there. Ningfeng said that he wanted to buy items with defensive spells, whether it was weapons, clothes, or accessories. The girl then said, "You are a new awakened student, right? Actually, there's no need to specifically buy low-level spells like defensive spells. We have many items with higher-level spells that are more suitable for leveling up. I can show them to you." Unfortunately, Ningfeng refused because he didn't need those and he only needed low-level ones. Knowing this, the girl said that she didn't want to interfere with this matter anymore. She asked her colleague to come and help this boy. After leaving, the girl thought to herself, "After all this, it turns out that man is poor. I don't want to bother serving him. Let my colleague do it." Yes, the colleague then came in front of Ningfeng and tried to help him there. Ningfeng was shown various attributes that he might need. He tried various weapons to use and also managed to get a ring that looked good for him. There, he said to the girl, "Thank you for accompanying me to see so much in this store. By the way, I want to ask where I can sell these items." The girl said that she would help Ningfeng to enter a room. He quickly went there and met a boss. Diana, the girl, said to Master Wang that Ningfeng wanted to sell his items. Ningfeng began to show the weapons in front of Master Wang. Master Wang said that this was an orange weapon based on agility with low requirements, boasting very good attributes, very suitable for newcomers, and also equipped with 3 gem slots allowing adjustments as needed to achieve more suitable effects. This is a good item. We have several clients interested in this equipment. As for the price, do you have a minimum price you have set? Ningfeng immediately replied, the higher the price, the better. Master Wang understood this and he tried to contact his client first, while the girl was ordered to serve Ningfeng first. Master Wang began to communicate with the client and shortly afterward, Master Wang met Ningfeng again. He said, Mr. Ning, your equipment has been sold. The buyer is willing to pay in crystals. After deducting the transaction fee, you receive the crystals. Hearing this, both the girl and Ningfeng were very surprised and didn't expect it because it was such a large amount. The girl started to be silent about Ningfeng there. Also, Master Wang said again, if you go through the formalities here, we will send the money to your account as soon as possible. Ningfeng understood the situation and he also needed some more equipment for preparation. Master Wang would also help recommend it to Ningfeng. Meanwhile, the discussion started among the other employees. This time, one of the girls said to the beautiful girl earlier, don't you really like handsome men? Why did you let that boy go? The beautiful girl replied, I only like handsome men who are rich and strong. Poor men like that aren't even worthy of carrying my shoes. Not long after that, the employees saw that at this moment, Ningfeng was with Master Wang and he was also welcomed very well. One of the employees also knew that this handsome man sold equipment worth crystals and he would choose other equipment. Hearing this, the employees were very surprised because it was more than their monthly salary. The girl was now truly very surprised and didn't expect it. She could only say, why wasn't it me who did it and accompanied that man? The commission would also be equivalent to my salary for several months. Then, Mr. Ningfeng was escorted by the kind girl earlier and he now thanked her for helping him. This girl herself was named Si Young. The next day, Ningfeng started walking with full confidence. There, he realized that he was very confident with the weapon he bought yesterday. Then, Ningfeng met Wang. He said, Wang, I didn't expect to meet you here. Shortly afterward, the seniors started coming to that place. There were warriors, spellcasters, and other element users. There were Grex, Bara, then a cleric, and another one, Xin. They were all members of Wang's guild. Ningfeng began to get to know each other and finally faced Xin. There, Ningfeng realized that this man was a little angry with him for no reason. Not long after, the man said to Wang Yu, I remember you were almost at your 2nd transformation, and now you have achieved it and become a 5th-star genius girl. I will give you a gift. Shu Sen then gave her an Avenge Agility potion that could enhance the orange quality and permanently increase agility attributes by 10%. Others realized that it was an advanced potion that enhanced attributes and was surely expensive. Shu Sen said, expensive is not a big deal, it's only worth a few crystal coins. I don't care much about that. The key is that it's a high-level potion that's hard to get even if you have money. My father asked for help from many friends and finally managed to get one. Wang Yu refused the gift by saying, thank you for your kindness, but I can't accept the gift. Ningfeng, who was there, tried to tell Wang Yu, this potion is very valuable. Aren't you determined to get into a top university? Unfortunately, Wang Yu replied, no need, there are still things we need to do. Let's go first. This refusal made Shu Sen very angry. Wait, Wang Yu, do you really want to mess around with trash like this guy? Hearing this made Wang Yu look upset. Shu Sen continued, what's wrong? A 1-star like this guy is just trash. They will never amount to anything in their lives. This insult left Ningfeng puzzled as to why the man suddenly targeted him, even though he had never done anything wrong. If Ningfeng wanted to cast his forbidden spell on this man, it would be the end for him. Shu Sen's female friend tried to persuade him to leave to avoid conflict, but Shu Sen said it was none of her business. Shu Sen added, the whole body of this kid isn't worth a bottle of attribute potion. Go and stop embarrassing yourself. Ningfeng, hearing this, said, are you a mad dog biting people randomly? You only have a +T potion, and you dare to talk big. Shu Sen, hearing this, now said, you poor man. If you have something stronger, show us. Shu Sen also said, as long as you can produce it, I will kneel and bark to you. But if not, you will kneel and bark before me. Without thinking twice, Ningfeng showed the weapon he had and gave the gift to Wang Yu. This is a pioneering item plan. This item permanently adds attributes. Wang Yu was very surprised because she had never seen such a thing, as were the reactions of others. How could there be an item with permanent plus attributes here? Ningfeng started to feel confident. He told Wang Yu to immediately prove this and try it. Wang Yu hesitated because this was a very valuable item, but Ningfeng said, don't worry, I found this at home and it's meant for you. Hurry up and use it. I can't wait. Wang Yu quickly used the item, leaving many stunned. Wang Yu successfully increased her attributes, making everyone believe Ningfeng's words. Shu Sen, knowing this, could only say, impossible, how could he have such a treasure? He must have stolen it. Ningfeng then said, losers shouldn't make excuses. Remember, bark loudly, I have difficulty hearing clearly. Xiu-sen didn't want to do it, but Wang Yu said, does Mr. Xiu-sen not want to do it? Xiu-sen was then forced to kneel before Ningfeng. Ningfeng smiled broadly and said goodbye to everyone, then left with Wang Yu. On the way, Wang Yu apologized to Ningfeng, but Ningfeng said, stop. Our relationship doesn't allow it. Focus on your second transformation and getting into the best university. Ningfeng said this because having Wang Yu around might prevent him from leveling up and using his forbidden spell. Wang Yu then tried to plead with Ningfeng not to give up on himself. Ningfeng reaffirmed that he would not give up. Then Wang Yu gave something to Ningfeng, a magic book. This book could be studied if Ningfeng reached the right level. Ningfeng realized that this book contained a lot of magic and was certainly not cheap. Wang Yu confirmed this, but nevertheless, the book was not comparable to the badge that Ningfeng had previously given her. Ningfeng now accepted the gift from Wang Yu. Moments later, they both headed towards the dangerous graveyard on the outskirts of Secret Rim. There, a horde of wild goblins was being slaughtered and hunted by Wang Yu. She was incredibly skilled with her bow. Ningfeng could only celebrate this in his heart, thinking, the XP here is very low, but I can't tell Wang Yu that I'm already at a high level. What can I do besides sit and be quiet? Not long after, Wang Yu suddenly received a call from the headquarters. There, she was told, we just got word that the big boss Valen, a necromancer, will appear soon. The members quickly rushed there because it was a very rare opportunity. Wang Yu was expected to join them. Xiu-sen also had high hopes because they needed to face boss Valen. Necromancers could drop rare magical items that were very important to Xiu-sen. Wang Yu fell silent, trying to make a decision. Wang Yu then looked at Ningfeng, prompting him to say, go, it's okay. We've both been at the Secret Rim, I can level up later. Hearing this, Wang Yu said, okay, then go to the safe zone and wait for me. Ningfeng replied, understood. They parted ways, with Ningfeng only able to offer a few words of farewell. After Wang Yu left, Ningfeng was happy because he was finally alone. The big boss was here and he would start hunting. Fortunately, he had prepared the day before and had 2 more skills ready because they could all be used for free once. The more forbidden spells, the better. Ningfeng's passive skill, Secret Gift, could be used once a week without consumption, but unfortunately, Ningfeng only had 3 skill slots at his current level. He would not be able to use the skill book given by Wang Yu until he reached a higher level later. After that, we are shown the situation in which there are many wild and very cruel skeletons, known as the Dangerous Graveyard. This place was indeed where the big boss appeared in the depths of the high tower of Secret Rim, and the human troops had to fight here. They realized that this dungeon was very difficult and very dangerous. Suddenly, an explosion occurred in front of them, and finally, the other team realized that in front of them were Wang Yu's troops and Xiu-sen from the Lion Guild. Although they were currently placed on a national scale, they were still very strong newcomers. Others now said, as expected, no one else stands a chance against them. The troops from the Lion Guild were truly formidable fighters. Everyone performed very well. Xiu-sen felt proud of his abilities, and Wang Yu also appeared stronger as her agility had increased by several points. Then we are shown the Secret Rim again, the dangerous graveyard where Ningfeng tries to use his forbidden spells. He now tries to activate the Fire Step skill, a forbidden spell that allows quick travel through space to the Secret Rim to reach the target location and lasts for several hours. Ningfeng now meets the Necromancer boss. He begins to greet this powerful boss. The boss starts to show his power, directing it right at Ningfeng. However, Ningfeng manages to dodge. The Necromancer boss realizes that this adventurer is quite arrogant and brave to appear alone. Ningfeng attacks from a different direction this time. He says, I travel alone because I don't want to share with others. Ningfeng initiates a lightning attack using a technique called Meteor Rain, which is the ability to summon a firestorm from the sky causing massive area damage. Now, the firestorm from the sky completely dominates the area and heads straight for the boss, causing a huge explosion there. At this moment, Ningfeng is filled with confidence. He successfully kills the boss, Cop's Demon, gaining XP and various other attribute bonuses. The system rewards him with extra XP for defeating the Necromancer boss Lao Valen. Ningfeng reaches a higher level. With this, Ningfeng understands that his items are plentiful and he can use pendants and gemstones. Unfortunately, these 2 skill books are not exclusive to spells but are still valuable for a lot of money. Not long after, Ningfeng tried to absorb the available items there. Although it reduced his stamina, he could account for it. Soon, the system notified him that a special item, the Necromancer emblem, had been detected. During the upcoming transformation, Ningfeng could either unlock the hidden job of Undead Wizard or activate the prerequisites for the hidden job of Elemental Spell. Ningfeng was very happy and said, hidden jobs are very rare and initially, there was no way to intervene. Is this emblem the key to activating a hidden job? Well, I must become proficient in all elemental spells. Ningfeng was very pleased with this development. Meanwhile, at Wang Yu's location, the damage was getting worse. The place was becoming wild and chaotic, with terrifying magical fluctuations starting to occur. The troops were now trying to retreat. Shen didn't want to do this because he was very determined to achieve his goal. But Wang Yu said, "Do you want to endanger everyone in this very dangerous situation?" Shen had no choice but to comply with Wang Yu, and afterward, Wang Yu sent a message to Ningfeng that she had urgent business, so she left first and might return late. Meanwhile, in the transformation hall, Ningfeng was about to carry out his plan. He realized that there weren't many people here. He started meeting with the officer present, who asked, "Are you here to receive a transformation task?" Ningfeng confirmed this, and now the officer said, "Let me register your information first." Ningfeng began to explain about himself, and the officer realized that the transformation for this man had quite poor potential. The officer escorted Ningfeng into a room, and after arriving there, the officer said, "Next, just follow the existing process." Ningfeng understood this. Shortly after, the officer met with the commander there. They talked about something. The commander said, "We only went to investigate the location, and the dangerous tomb had suffered severe damage. The source of the power is unclear, but the threat level might reach king or higher." The officer understood that in the past 2 days, there had been 2 king-level threats, and now the commander confirmed this as well. He had also been sent by the higher-ups to request Shadow Solitary to take action. After that, we were shown Ningfeng again, who now had a choice. The first mission was the requirement to enter the Humangoi tomb and obtain the Blood Soul Crown mission item. The time limit was 1 day, and the difficulty level was a. Then there was the first transfer mission determined by the system, which was to enter the Divine Hying Temple Illusion Realm and obtain the Holy Mission item. The time limit was also 1 day, and the difficulty level was S. These 2 choices made Ningfeng say, "It seems the system has created a prequel mission to becoming a god, so I will choose this one." The transfer mission was now accepted, and Ningfeng started walking again. He said, "It's truly worthy of a hidden job, even an S-level mission has appeared. Fortunately, they give a 1-day time limit, so it's not too stressful." Then Ningfeng parted ways with the officer present, realizing that this woman was not the same woman he had met before. Meanwhile, in a different place, we were shown the same officer who turned out to be an important figure. It was said that this woman was a member of Solitary Shadow and her attire was different from the usual. Additionally, the existence of this organization was officially a secret. It was said that all members of Solitary Shadow had hidden jobs that allowed them to use dark powers in battle, specializing in carrying out special missions, including this woman. The dark power was very strong, and this time the woman managed to understand everything despite many things being lost, but it still affected her. Then the woman began to speak to her colleague. "I didn't find any clues. It seems the culprit disappeared after causing the damage, so it's impossible to determine their purpose." Another member commented, "Lately, I've been receiving reports that several secret rims have shown unusual signs, which might be the beginning of some kind of crisis. Is there a connection between this?" The woman replied, "It's hard to say. I will consult with the higher-ups and increase manpower." Now the man said, "Even the famous Solitary Shadow Quanglin is having trouble." The one with glasses also said, "May I ask, is the culprit confirmed to be a monster, or is it possible that the culprit is a mutant like this woman?" The woman was quite surprised to hear this, and the man said, "I'm really sorry, I didn't mean it that way." After that, the woman confirmed again, "The threat level here has exceeded the king's level. Controlling such a vast dark power is not something the human body can withstand." The man with glasses understood this and said, "So there's a very powerful monster hidden in the city that can cause disaster at any moment." However, the girl, also known as the woman, said, "It is likely hidden in the darkness and must be found as soon as possible." Then, we are shown Ningfeng's house again, where Ningfeng has just woken up. He says, "This genuine environment can't possibly make people feel uncomfortable." After reaching the EMP level, another skill slot has been added. Let's start by studying the 2 books given by Wang Yu earlier. Then, the system notified that the detected skill, Arson S, could be combined with the Forbidden Curse F Air Cell and had been automatically executed. Now, Ningfeng had learned the passive skill Fall Air Defense, which automatically reduces damage by a certain percentage absorbed by Fall Air Defense when attacked, with the same limit as the damage dealt by F Air Defense. After the attack stops, Fall Air Defense gradually repairs itself. Ningfeng said, "So, Forbidden Curses can also be combined with lower-level spells to produce new effects. With this, I have another means of defense. Ordinary damage is very ineffective against me." Ningfeng then tried looking at another book, and the system again notified that the detected skill, Feign Rock Technique, could be combined with the Forbidden Curse F Air Cell, the Meteor Fire Rain, and had been automatically executed. Ningfeng successfully learned Elemental Mastery R, which made all his spell effects percentage-based. After that, Ningfeng realized that he still had 4 skill slots and needed to buy some new books. He went to the exchange tower and met the pretty clerk from before. This time, the clerk recognized Ning Feng and began to act kindly towards him. However, Ning Feng was looking for Miss Yang Xin. The clerk explained that Yang Xinyang was with another client, so she would accompany Ning Feng today. However, Ning Feng refused, saying he could walk on his own. This refusal upset the clerk, as she felt compared to Yang Xin. At the same time, Yang Xinyang appeared in front of Ning Feng, who looked happy to see her. Yang Xinyang apologized for not being there earlier and explained that she had been eating in the back. She learned of Ning Feng's arrival from her colleague. Ning Feng said to her, "Sorry to disturb your meal. I'll repay you later as compensation." The familiarity between Ning Feng and Yang Xinyang made the other clerk very upset, but she couldn't do much about it. Later, Ning Feng met with the boss and said, "I want to sell these 2 skill books and buy some more magic skill books." The boss said that it could be done without any problems. Yang Xinyang immediately assisted Ning Feng. The boss, in his heart, began to take an interest in Ning Feng's background, especially after seeing the orange weapon and now the purple skill books that Ning Feng brought. He planned to send someone to investigate further. Meanwhile, Ning Feng and Yang Xinyang had a meal together. Ning Feng tried to pay the bill, but Yang Xinyang said that the meal was already paid for. Ning Feng said, "Didn't we agree that I would repay you?" However, Yang Xinyang replied, "No, I have my reasons for treating you. Don't worry." Ning Feng tried to ask for her reasons, but Yang Xinyang said it was a secret. Ning Feng tried to escort Yang Xin, but Yang Xinyang declined, saying she would take a taxi home herself. Ning Feng couldn't do much and just said, "All right, be careful." When Yang Xinyang was in the car, she headed to the second city hospital. There, the mystery was revealed that Yang Xinyang was very grateful to Mr. Ning because the commission she earned yesterday was enough to pay off her sick father's medical bills. However, moments later, a horrific incident occurred when a loud explosion hit their car, leaving Yang Xinyang shocked and terrified. Currently, there are evil monsters approaching. These monsters have begun to destroy the place entirely. Due to this incident, Yang Xinyang tried to escape from the car to find a safe place, but she then fell. As a result of her fall, she could only say, "What is happening? Monsters appearing in this safe zone. It's impossible." Soon, a terrifying monster was behind her. Then, the captain who controlled these monsters appeared and started to smile broadly. After that, an explosion occurred. The monsters began attacking Yang Xinyang, but she tried to defend herself. Yang Xinyang realized that her attacks were useless at this point. In front of her was a truly tough monster, which then aimed a sword at her. Fortunately, in this critical moment, a commander managed to sweep the area clean, including the monsters, saving Yang Xinyang. The captain asked Yang Xinyang if she was okay. Yang Xinyang replied that she was in normal condition. After that, the captain said, "If you can move, find a place to hide yourself now." Yang Xinyang hurried to do so because the entire area was already contaminated. The captain then began talking about the secret world that was starting to merge with the real world. "I've never seen such a serious situation before. These monsters usually can't be handled by a one-star person," he said. He recalled the words of a bespectacled person who mentioned that there was a possibility of monsters hiding in the city and causing disaster at any time. While thinking about it, he was attacked by someone. Fortunately, he managed to dodge the attack. The captain realized that in front of him was a human or perhaps a mutant. However, the figure said, "Mutant. Don't compare me to such trash. I am the one chosen by the power of darkness." Hearing this, the captain said, "Chosen. I've never heard of that before, but I have to forget about that now. This is not the time to think about it." The captain began to fight the man with his abilities. The man dared to rebel and managed to hit the captain's body. The captain said, "This is bad. This person has at least high-level power or more." Nevertheless, he did not give up. The man said again, "This is my territory from now on." He created a formation and asserted to the captain, "Weak people like you don't deserve to fight me." The man launched a lightning attack that hit the captain's body, pushing him back with severe injuries. The man said, "I really become stronger by stepping on this land. There is a wave of power continuously flowing." As he was being arrogant, the controller or demon in his necklace said, "Lowly human like you, don't get carried away by yourself. You are the weakest." The man apologized. The demon asserted, "The power you have was granted by me. If it weren't for me, you would be nothing but an insect burrowing in the earth." The demon truly controlled everything and oppressed the man, asserting, "Prove to me if you still have value." The man seemed submissive and very respectful. The demon added, "Offer all the people in this city as sacrifices for my command over this world." The man replied, "Understood, I will do as instructed." In the midst of all this, Ning Feng emerged from the toilet. He was very surprised and did not expect to see so many astonishing events in front of him, even though he had just finished using the toilet. Now the monsters began to look towards Ning Feng. Ning Feng was attacked by a monster, but he managed to use his abilities to defeat the monster easily. Ning Feng successfully used his skill, Air Spike Barrier, causing the monster to die. Now, Ning Feng said, "Thankfully, I invested a lot in this weapon. Today, this weapon is equipped with a purple skill that is perfect for enhancing my magic power. With this condition, Ningfeng began to move forward even more. There, he saw the captain being deceived by someone, namely an evil man. Sea-Boy said, "Wow, there are still little pests that manage to escape the net, huh?" Sea-Boy now attempts to attack Ningfeng. However, Ningfeng is not afraid at all. Instead, Ningfeng remains calm in the man's grasp. Sea-Boy eventually realizes that Ningfeng is extremely difficult to crush and defeat. Ningfeng manages to form a protective barrier around himself, making Sea-Boy understand that this is no easy feat. Ningfeng can withstand his attack. Now, the Dark Demon says, "So strong. This is a completely different kind of dark power. This threat is far beyond my own." Ningfeng truly dominates the battlefield. The Dark Demon even says, "This is impossible. This isn't right. I sense a presence more terrifying than death." Ningfeng then begins to speak, "You seem to be quite impressive. But should I recite the forbidden spell in this city?" Ningfeng opens his eyes and delivers a powerful blow to the man, shattering his attack instantly and shrinking his hand. The man's weapon is completely destroyed, making him look very scared. In this state, the Dark Demon says, "The user you're fighting is beyond my reach. You'll have to handle this on your own." Then the entrance, or gate, will soon close, causing the monsters to try to return to their lair. Eventually, Sea-Boy is left behind. Sea-Boy can only say, "My power. What is happening? Why am I suddenly so weak?" Ningfeng now truly exudes an aura of oppression. Mutants are those who, during the awakening process, receive a hidden job from the darkness. They have the ability to harness dark powers, granting them superior strength compared to standard professions at the same level. In this battle, Ningfeng successfully kills Sea-Boy, causing him to perish instantly. Amidst this situation, Ningfeng finally says, "Let's quickly gather the loot on the ground before anyone notices and head back home." Shortly after, we are shifted to another sector where much chaos has been managed. Currently, the two girls will head to the southern part of the city because there is a lot of uncontrollable chaos there and many victims have yet to be found. This is all Captain Zoo's responsibility, and they hurry there. Upon arriving, they see a man named Duan sitting with the main perpetrator of the chaos. Duan eventually says that he is a member of Cloud Beyond Illusion and that he came here on a mission. Knowing about Illusion makes the girls understand that this is an unofficial organization formed by all the fighters. According to rumors, their operations are conducted in secret. So why is this man here? Duan says that this person, the perpetrator, was originally one of their members, but he betrayed the organization. He helped Rim's secret forces infiltrate and lead monsters to ambush our camp. Some people survived, while others perished. The death of this perpetrator makes the women realize that this might be the reason for Rim's invasion halting. They then begin to wonder who is the killer behind all this. They really don't know who this mysterious figure is that managed to kill the main perpetrator. Even Captain Zoo and his troops have been defeated. This is a truly formidable figure in Kinyu City. Duan then immediately leaves to search for something in a different part of Ningfeng's house. We are then shown Ningfeng, who is very happy to have obtained Everlasting Glory loot, a high-level top and high-level pants. Here, Ningfeng says, "This is even more exciting than defeating the big boss. I didn't see the man wearing it. It looks like he wasn't qualified for this level." Ningfeng also finds an unregistered and unfounded pendant necklace. He realizes that there might be someone hiding there and starts to look towards the necklace. At the same time, the Dark Demon also notices someone approaching him. The Dark Demon orders his subordinates to stop the person looking at them. He says, "Cut off all communication, don't let our location be revealed." They all quickly do so. The Dark Demon truly did not expect Ningfeng to sense his presence. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Captain Zoo is being treated. He says that the person who helped him was a very handsome young warrior. As soon as the enemies saw him, they opened the gate to the secret rim and fled, making this person truly terrifying. A woman then says, "I can vaguely sense that this person's strength is not inferior to mine." The bespectacled man also adds that the individual who managed to escape capture is a mysterious figure who is difficult to control, and this mysterious figure left no trace except for some ordinary magical traces. There were no special discoveries on the battlefield last night. Captain Zoo said, "It would be nice if that mysterious figure stayed around us." This thought brings a sense of security. Unbeknownst to them, the bespectacled man began to guess that the mysterious figure was likely a mutant with much stronger powers. Sometime later, we are shown Ningfeng again, requesting the officers for a career change to complete his mission. He hurriedly carried out the process and arrived at the rim of Radiant Temple, where he would depart. However, someone was following him, none other than Duan. It should be noted that a few days earlier at the Yuaning trading market, a man named Duan tried to buy various equipment. Mr. Wang said that he had just received new materials for sale yesterday, a pair of top and pants belonging to Ningfeng. Duan asked where he could find that person, but Mr. Wang did not know for sure and assumed Ningfeng was still on duty. It turned out that Duan was looking for the set of clothes because he realized they belonged to his master. According to his master, the top and pants were very important, even though Duan had not seen them with his own eyes. He was convinced they were his master's legacy and tried to retrieve them. However, Master Wang said he had not yet been able to do so because the person had not returned to confirm the matter. After Duan left, Master Wang was a bit puzzled about Ningfeng's background. From the investigation conducted by his subordinates, Ningfeng's parents were ordinary 2-star professionals. They disappeared in an accident when Ningfeng was young, leaving him alone. He attended the 7th City Middle School and at a young age had already become a 1-star professional. The pretty girl was aware that this was probably normal given Ningfeng's appearance. However, they were now confused about where Ningfeng obtained the very good items sold at their company. Mr. Wang knew about this situation, so there was a very big problem. Wang said that the item was probably not stolen, but it might have been obtained unlawfully and Ningfeng was involved in something dangerous. Back to the present, Ningfeng was being followed by Duan from behind. Duan now said, "It's still unbelievable that someone so young could drive out an invasion into the Secret Rim. After all, even a power like my master's was defeated by the Secret Rim's boss. However, according to reports, my master's legacy might be in this man's hands. If he himself isn't strong enough, then there must be someone supporting him. In any case, being cautious is clearly the wise choice." After that, Ningfeng kept walking and started changing his equipment. Now, his gear looked ordinary, making Duan incredulous. Ningfeng even looked like an ungraduated student. Duan realized this might be a disguise. Considering his age, a novice disguise wouldn't raise suspicion and would make it easy to blend into the crowd. If he deliberately hid his tracks, he might try to lose me. But to avoid alerting him, I can't follow too closely. As a precaution, I'll use a skill to mark the location just in case. The skill activated was Spirit Guidance, which marked the target in consciousness without being detected by the target. Ningfeng continued into the temple, feeling a dominant effect ahead. Because of this, no monsters dared to approach him and instead let him pass unchallenged. Duan was very surprised. This was very unusual, as if all the monsters were avoiding him. This man was clearly not ordinary. After that, he saw Ningfeng facing a statue that had been still. Ningfeng then understood this was not his mission. He moved forward and tried until he encountered the true boss of the place. The boss began to look at him, but when it saw Ningfeng, it ran away in fear and tried to hide. Ningfeng knew this figure was trying to escape him. However, in this situation, Duan couldn't believe even the rare hidden boss was scared of Ningfeng. Now, Ningfeng was eager to complete his mission to defeat the hidden temple boss. He rushed to face the creature. A lightning attack was unleashed by Ningfeng, paralyzing the creature. Ningfeng then tried to capture it, and without hesitation, used the active skill Thunderous Descent, a forbidden dark spell that could summon a thunderstorm. The Wrath of Heaven's passive condition caused a massive explosion, instantly killing the creature. Witnessing this, Duan was astounded. He finally realized this was the man's true power. Duan could only say that world-destroying magic like this had never been seen before. It was too terrifying. The young man's power undoubtedly surpassed his master's. Could he possess the legendary 8th transformation power? After that, Ningfeng gained a lot of XP points and obtained what he was looking for, the Defend emblem, which can increase spirit attributes and recovery effect percentages. Ningfeng then planned to use a teleportation scroll to return. However, he was startled by the presence of Duan. Ningfeng was very surprised to see him, and this made Duan appear frightened. Here, Duan asked Ningfeng to make peace, but suddenly, the sound of sirens was heard. Ningfeng suggested they leave first and talk outside. They quickly did so. Briefly, when they arrived at a quieter place, Ningfeng realized that Duan had been following him all the way. Duan tried to say, "I sincerely apologize. I have no other intentions. I just wanted to confirm. After all, you look very young. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it." Even though my master was extraordinary, he paid with his life just to temporarily seal the attack. He let the traitor escape. Over the years, the traitor has been continuously using humans as victims in an effort to break the seal. I have been chasing him endlessly but to no avail. In the midst of what was happening, Ningfeng understood that this man's power was at the 4th transformation. Ningfeng's silent expression made Duan appear terrified, as if Ningfeng wanted to silence him with death. There, Duan tried to stay calm and said, "Boss, I am very grateful that you helped me avenge my master. If you need any help in the future, just let me know." Ningfeng now thought to himself, this person has a decent level and operates alone. Building a good relationship with him might be beneficial. Ningfeng then said, "Regarding today's events, I would prefer if no one else but you knew about it." Duan understood this and promised to keep it a secret. In his heart, Duan said, "Boss's magic is filled with extraordinary dark power, yet he saves innocent people and successfully repels the invasion from the Secret Rim, saving the entire city. A humble, strong person like him deserves my respect." Besides, I have nowhere else to go now, so I will stay in Kinyu City for a while. After that, Ningfeng received a phone call from Kai Wai. Kai Wai asked about Ningfeng's whereabouts, and Ningfeng said that he was outside the city and preparing to return. Kai Wai also said that he wanted to meet Ningfeng because there was something he wanted to discuss. Ningfeng was quite surprised because Kai Wai suddenly called him. It turned out that all this was the work of a bespectacled girl who wanted to investigate Ningfeng because there was something suspicious. Zuilan knew that Ningfeng was a student who had awakened a few days ago but suddenly reached the first transformation level. If it weren't for the timely investigation, this might have been overlooked. Kai Wai tried to say that Ningfeng was a good person and very diligent in his studies. Kai Wai was sure that Ningfeng was not an evil person. Zuilan understood that, but there was something that needed clarification. Zuilan then recalled a meeting where she tried to say that there was a terrible figure in Kinyu. In that meeting, it was said that everyone seemed not to believe Zuilan. Zuilan said that there were 2 destructive spells that appeared in Kinyu City caused by a mutant. However, everyone seemed not to believe that. They suspected that there were no mutants that strong because essentially, mutants who used dark power had to pay a corresponding price. The stronger the mutant, the greater the price they had to pay. The impact could be a shortened lifespan, loss of sanity, or even transformation into a new kind of monster. Even for the most common price, if not careful, it could lead a mutant to a fate worse than death. Zuilan tried to explain, but again and again, her colleague said, "Zuilan, you are very good at making up stories. Stop with your hypocritical excuses and lies. That clearly shows your inability to find the facts. If there really is a king-level mutant, I will smash my own head." There, a senior officer also said, "We have already sent an investigation team to Kinyu City, and this is something that needs to be taken seriously. The investigation team has also taken over all your responsibilities." Zuilan was very upset because this was a sign of distrust towards her. Therefore, Zuilan insisted on uncovering everything to avoid being humiliated again. One of the people Zuilan suspected as the mysterious figure was Ningfeng, because according to circulating information, there was destruction occurring at the Secret Rim, the Radiant Temple. Kai Wai was also aware that Ningfeng was there on a mission, which meant there was something behind all of this. Due to the incident at the Radiant Temple, a protective shield was activated in the city to protect everyone there. People began to fear the threat, but the officials said, "Don't worry, the protective shield has been activated at the highest level, which will prevent dark forces from outside and will not affect the city area." Everyone thought it would be safe, but amidst what was happening, Ningfeng could only say to himself, this commotion triggered the highest security level immediately. It seems I have to wait until the alert is lifted before I can go home. Suddenly, a figure approached the shield. Unexpectedly, it was a demon army trying to attack humans. The demon army realized that humans were the most fragile beings and immediately launched an attack. Their leader, Lord Gol, began to organize his subordinates to attack humans and deliver a surprise. The attack began, making many humans aware of the strangeness above them. Soon, the humans started fighting the monsters before them. They tried to find a safe place to survive. The human army realized that the shield no longer successfully held the demons, so they had to prepare for battle. Ningfeng and Duan took the initiative there. Ningfeng and Duan realized that this was similar to what happened in Kinyu City before. Ningfeng told Duan to take action. Duan, who received the order, realized that his boss asked him to carry out a mission to test himself. Duan said, "I understand now, boss. Don't worry, leave everything to me." The tension increased, explosions occurred, and the demon army struck the human forces hard. Lord Gol now tried to defeat the human army with his abilities. The fighters tried to face Lord Gol, but none of the attacks could hurt him. The human forces were easily defeated, realizing they could not approach Lord Gol. Lord Gol became more arrogant. He said, "How disappointing. I thought there would be strong individuals among humans." Amidst what was happening, Lord Gol was about to sweep away all the humans before him. When he tried to launch a powerful attack, someone with a sword blocked him. It was Duan. Lord Gol understood. Finally, I found an opponent. A battle ensued between the two. Duan managed to attack Lord Gol, forcing him to retreat. Lord Gol tried to counter, but Duan's speed was extraordinary. He approached and delivered several slashes to Lord Gol's body, causing many injuries. The humans who witnessed the battle wondered, what level is this man's power? The monster didn't even have a chance to fight back. Judging by his abilities, he is extraordinary. Maybe he is a high-star hidden profession. Duan managed to deliver a powerful blast towards Lord Gol, killing him. Duan was very confident. It was known that Duan was a secret warrior of the 5th-star hidden profession. Ningfeng believed that Duan had deep secrets and extraordinary determination. The remaining monsters tried to escape, but the humans thwarted their efforts. Everything was now safe. Ningfeng met with Duan, who asked, "Is there anything else I need to do?" Ningfeng replied, "No need, you have already proven yourself." Duan then took the loot dropped by the monsters and handed it to Ningfeng. Everyone was surprised because this man was so kind to Ningfeng. Among the loot was a perfect agility skill book for Wanju and an extraordinary dorsal shield. Two officials tried to greet Ningfeng and Duan. The mayor said, "Thank you, two strong individuals, for your intervention saved Longbo City. I am Sidong Ming, the mayor of Longbo. You don't seem like locals." Ningfeng confirmed, "Initially, we came here for business, but we didn't expect to get trapped here and be unable to leave for a while." The mayor realized that Ningfeng couldn't move because the protective shield had been activated. To make amends, the mayor gave Ningfeng a flag scroll that he had just purchased. The flag scroll is a rare item that is hard to obtain in a small town. Although it can only be used once, it offers a convenient and quick journey for short to medium distances. The mayor then said, "We have an urgent request. Things are chaotic everywhere. Can you both stay in Longbo for a few days?" Ningfeng replied, "Sorry, I'm busy and cannot fulfill that request." The mayor understood and then gave Ningfeng the highest black card of Yuanseng trade. This black card is only issued to successful individuals who enjoy various privileges. Ningfeng thanked him. The mayor said, "If Longbo faces danger in the future, can we ask for your help?" Ningfeng replied, "No problem, as long as I have time." Everyone was happy because it seemed that Longbo's safety was assured. They then departed using the equipment provided by the mayor. Unexpectedly, Wanju saw their departure and said to Anya, "I just saw Ningfeng flying with someone." Anya replied, "You must be mistaken. Ningfeng couldn't possibly afford that." Hearing this insult, Ningfeng was very upset with Zozan, making him even more silent. Not long after, colleagues started talking about the mission they both received there. If his mission was Class A, unfortunately, he did not get Class S. Even so, they said that Class A is quite good and a rare opportunity. Then they started asking Wang Yu. Wang Yu now fell silent and seemed unwilling to answer. Everyone started to suspect that Wang Yu received a task below Class C in this situation. Siosun looked arrogant and told Wang Yu to chase his future again. However, without thinking twice, Wang Yu said that he got a Class S mission. Everyone was very surprised by this. There, Wang Yu looked worried because he received a task to unlock a hidden class that had never existed before. Si Shu-sen was very surprised by this and said, "I've never heard of that before. Triggering a hidden profession during a profession change is a mistake." But, again and again, Wang Yu said that he could make a profession change. During the exchange, the system said, "Profession advancement detected." The transfer recipient has a key item, Pioneer Emblem, allowing the original profession Swip Arcer to advance to Shadow of Vanguard. The transfer mission will also undergo corresponding changes. The current profession is at an advanced level, Shadow of the Vanguard. At that time, Wang Yu knew that all this was caused by the Pioneer Emblem given by Ning earlier, and this was a good thing for him. Siosun then said, "What is Shadow of Vanguard? I've never heard of it. There may be a mistake in the profession change system. If you make the wrong decision, it could ruin your entire life." However, unfortunately, Wang Yu didn't need Siosun's concern. Siosun really felt humiliated again and again. Soon after, Siosun was very ambitious to find the emblem despite the dangers and additional costs he would incur. After that, we were shown Ningfeng again, who was now trying to make a profession change. Here, his level S mission was successfully completed and he experienced significant changes. Ningfeng acquired another passive skill, Simulacy Wielding, which increased his dark power and gave him the ability to manipulate forbidden spells accurately. When Ningfeng did that, his guardian, Duan, was seen guarding there. Unexpectedly, Officer Zuilan saw the two of them. Zuilan wondered, what is that strongest fighter doing, and why does he seem close to Ningfeng? Judging by his current appearance, Duan seemed to be guarding Ningfeng. Zuilan became increasingly suspicious of Ningfeng. At this point, Bu Zuilan told Kai Wai what he saw about Ningfeng. Zuilan said that Ningfeng was not just an ordinary student. Next, Kai Wai's task was to find out who Ningfeng really was. Kai Wai said, "Don't worry, I'll confirm that with Ningfeng. I'm sure he won't be our enemy." Not long after, Ningfeng met with Kai Wai. There, Ningfeng said, "Is there something you want to say when you called me?" Kai Wai said, "Yes, there is indeed something that needs to be discussed." Hearing this, the fighter Duan said, "Boss, I'll wait nearby." Hearing the word boss made Kai Wai very surprised. There, Ningfeng tried to explain that it was just a joke from Duan. However, Kai Wai still said, "Ningfeng, you have completed the first transformation." Ningfeng was surprised to hear that. In his heart, Ningfeng said, "Although I didn't expect to keep it a secret for long, if it gets discovered, it will be too soon." However, Kai Wai has always been kind to me, one of the few people I can trust. She won't hurt me. After that, Ningfeng said, "Kai Wai, your words are correct. Since explaining this is quite complicated, I prefer not to tell too many people." Hearing this, Kai Wai said, "There is another question, which might seem unexpected, but I need to confirm it. Have you been influenced by the forces of darkness?" Ningfeng fell silent. He asked, "Why are you asking this?" Kai Wai replied, "Because recently, there have been many anomalies occurring worldwide. The invasion of secret dimensions into reality is becoming more intense. Many individuals who succumb to the influence of the forces of darkness are gradually transforming into new mutants. Ningfeng, who heard that, then tried to calm down. It's not like that, ma'am, but you don't need to worry. I'm not a mutant. Ningfeng realized that mutants were closely monitored by the authorities, and he preferred not to get involved with them in any way. After that, Kai Wai handed something over. Alright, I hope you can work with me to test it. This made Ningfeng even more surprised. There, the teacher said, channel your power into this crystal. It will reveal the darkness within you. Ningfeng started sweating coldly. Seeing Ningfeng's change in expression, Kai Wai began to believe that Zuilan's words had some truth. Then Ningfeng tried for the first time, and immediately the crystal exploded. Ningfeng was very shocked by this, as was the teacher. Ningfeng could only say, "Teacher, what is really happening here?" Kai Wai didn't know the reason, but it was clear that this crystal was a magic crystal given by Zuilan, which was very sensitive to dark power. That is why the authorities often used it to detect mutants. When power is channeled into it, the magic crystal starts to vibrate. The more severe the amplitude of the vibrations, the higher the level of dark power. This time, something different happened where the crystal immediately exploded. Kai Wai didn't know what that meant. With this situation, Ningfeng began to relax a bit. He said, "Teacher Kai, I might change according to what happened, but you have known me for a very long time. Don't you believe that I'm just an ordinary human?" Kai Wai started to realize this and tried to say, "I personally believe in you, but it's my duty to report today's events. I hope you understand." Ningfeng understood that. Then Ningfeng said to himself, "Even though I used the crystal in an unusual way, I'm not sure about the authorities' response. In unavoidable circumstances, I can only leave this city." Then Kai Wai gave a gift to Ningfeng. "This is a gift prepared by Kai Wai for you because you have completed your awakening." Ningfeng quickly took the gift and thanked her. The gift was the Sacred Wing, which had an orange-level quality, enhancing spirit and stamina regeneration, as well as healing efficiency. The glowing aura allowed the user to chant healing spells without needing a serious incantation. Kai Wai was very surprised by this. Such an ability was crucial in critical situations. Kai Wai initially didn't want to accept this gift because it was too valuable, but Ningfeng said it was just loot he had gotten from a profession change. With this situation, Kai Wai had no choice but to accept the gift. Then Ningfeng and Duan walked away. As they left, Siki said he really gave orange gear as a gift. What's going on with Ningfeng? A little later, Kai Wai began reporting the events at the adventure office. Zuilan was there. Zuilan knew that the situation with Ningfeng was unprecedented. Not long after, Zuilan made a decision. "Alright, let's stop here." Hearing that, Kai Wai asked, "What does that mean?" Zuilan added, "Your student might have surpassed our current understanding. If he is indeed an extraordinary individual, then we should try to negotiate rather than provoke him by digging too deep into the matter." One of Zuilan's subordinates then asked, "Should we still report this?" Zuilan replied, "No. Delay the investigation related to Ningfeng and seal all related information tightly." Kai Wai agreed with this. In her heart, she said, "After all, Ningfeng is still young and doesn't have much background. This way, it can also be considered protecting him." After that, Zuilan said, "Since Ningfeng doesn't want his secret to be revealed, let's shift our focus to that fighter, Duan, because utilizing the talent of an additional strong individual on our side will not hurt." Meanwhile, at Ningfeng's residence, Duan was there. Duan said, "Boss, you seem unhappy." Ningfeng replied, "Well, Kai Wai just sent me a message saying that the authorities have cancelled the investigation on me." Hearing this, Duan said, "Isn't that a good thing?" Ningfeng added, "Yes, but I'm worried about how I will level up in the future. Every time I have to destroy that secret, it causes too much commotion. I have already drawn the attention of the authorities. If this continues, it will definitely bring a lot of trouble." In his heart, Duan started to say that Ningfeng was truly a boss, even his worries were different from ordinary people. Every time the secret rim is destroyed, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't know the power of this young man. Duan then said that it would actually be better to level up in secret rims that were not registered with the authorities. Recently, there have been anomalies worldwide, causing the emergence of many new secret rims. Some of these secret rims are areas where the resources cannot be allocated by the authorities to manage, while other areas are occupied by evil forces. Hearing this, Ningfeng then said, "This might be a solution. Do you have information about these kinds of secret rims?" Duan said that he currently had 2, and if the boss needed, he would gather more information. Ningfeng then entrusted all of this to Duan. Some time later, Duan left because he was going home. There, he met someone. The person started greeting Duan and introduced himself as Zhang Jai, the newly appointed mayor of Kinyu City. Zhang Jai then said, "Thank you for helping save the residents during the last secret rim invasion. I want to know if you have plans to stay in Kinyu City." Duan said, "I do plan to." Zhang Jai now spoke again, "That's great. We warmly welcome strong individuals like you. This is a special adventurer credential issued by the city that will give you high privileges. If you need anything in the future, just let us know and we will do our best to accommodate you. Duan immediately took the card. In his heart, Zhang Jai said, I heard many cities tried to recruit Duan before, but he refused. Kinyu is a small city, but I hope it won't be underestimated by others. After that, Duan said, thank you for your kindness. I'll accept this then. They both shook hands, and shortly after, Duan's accommodation was fully covered by Zhang Jai from that night on. The next day, there was a commotion between Yang Xin and a beautiful girl. The girl said that Ning Feng was currently in danger. Yang Xin even said, the man named Ning Feng is nothing but trash who rose as a one-star profession at a young age. With both parents long gone, he doesn't even have the ability to obtain high-level equipment. Now there's a strong person with fourth transformation power trying to approach him directly. He's nothing but a thief. Soon after, the girl experienced a surprise attack and appeared frightened. It turned out to be Ning Feng's doing. Ning Feng said, your mouth really asks for a beating. I tried to restrain myself, but I can't. The girl looked upset and said, Ning Feng, how dare you use an attack spell? The girl then screamed, guards, help this man. Amidst this situation, Yang Xin tried to tell Ning Feng to leave quickly before the guards arrived. The influence of Yuancheng's trading center was significant, and ordinary people couldn't afford to offend them at all. If Ning Feng was caught, it would be very troublesome. Soon after, the guards led by Wang arrived. Wang said, Ning Feng, who gave you the courage to act recklessly in my Yuancheng trading center? Ning Feng was quite surprised by Master Wang's presence, but he said, Master Wang, I heard you were investigating me behind my back and even labeled me as a thief. Wang, hearing this, then said, whether you are a thief or not, you know that best. You have no qualifications to question me. The attack was launched by Wang's gang. Without hesitation, Ning Feng then pulled out a card that looked very valuable. All the guards fell silent immediately and did not dare to attack again. Wang realized that this was a special black card from the trading center. The girl looked surprised. Ning Feng then said, this card is a gift given by Mayor Kai and has such important meaning. Wang tried to say, where did you get that card? Ning Feng said, go investigate yourself. In the midst of what was happening, everyone began to get scared. Wang tried to make a call to contact Mayor Kai. Other customers tried to enter but were blocked because there was a conflict going on. Shortly after, Wang communicated with Mayor Kai. Mayor Kai looked very upset because Wang had dared to take action against Ning Feng. Wang tried to say that this was just a small misunderstanding, but Kai was really angry and furious. Kai even said, who gave you the courage to oppose Ning Feng? You idiot. Just wait, I'll be there. There, Mayor Kai told them both that he wanted to resolve the ongoing matter. Everyone started to look at the troublesome beautiful girl. Without further ado, Wang rushed to expel the two people so they didn't know what to do next. Wang even hit the girl because he was very upset, because all these events were caused by this girl. Not long after, a conversation began between Ning Feng and the others. Boss Kai noticed that the girl in front of Ning Feng seemed to be kind to him. Kai told the girl to keep working hard because good things would eventually come to her. After that, the conversation continued. This time, Ning Feng tried to say that he was looking for something. Ning Feng said that he needed an endgame relic. Hearing about the endgame relic shocked everyone because it was something new to them. Ning Feng knew about this item because he had received a notification from the system. At that time, Ning Feng tried using the skill book given by his master. It stated that the passive skill Dark Convergence absorbed the residual dark power from the in-game relic and converted it into his own attributes. A while later, they all parted ways. Chai said, this time was a bit rushed, but you both must visit Longbow City again later. I will host you. Chai hurriedly left. Then Ning Feng and Duan tried to go to Duan's residence, the Duan Villa, which looked very luxurious. Duan offered Ning Feng to stay there if he liked, but Ning Feng said he hadn't thought about it yet. Ning Feng tried to have fun in the area. However, not long after, the phone started ringing. Zhang said to Duan, sir, there is something that might trouble you. The investigation team sent from above is investigating the recent disasters in our city, so they want to gather some information from you. Duan was quite silent upon hearing this and thought to himself, this investigation might affect the boss. I better wait for his opinion first. Duan then said to Zhang, sorry, I might not have free time today. Zhang replied, it's okay. Whenever you're free in the coming days, don't hesitate to contact me. Ning Feng knew that the investigation team was looking for something. He asked Duan, what is that place like and what are the people like? Duan replied, it's like a ghost town, Kinyu City. There is a mysterious powerhouse also being discussed by Zui Lan and the others. They said they had never seen the mysterious powerhouse in Kinyu City. One of the colleagues said, since none of you have seen the mysterious powerhouse, why are there rumors that the mysterious powerhouse saved Kinyu City? Zui Lan replied, that's because during the invasion, the secret realm suddenly stopped and the mutants aiding the invasion were also cleared. C then said, "Don't joke, the danger level of the secret realm invasion varies. That report can't be relied upon as evidence. Instead, what about the 2 other incidents related to the secret realm? What did the mysterious powerhouse do during the 2 king level or higher attacks as you described?" Zuilan fell silent. Guru then thought to himself, to protect Ningfeng, Zuilan used her authority to alter any information that might be related to Ningfeng. So this pressure is truly on her. Zuilan can be said to be keeping Ningfeng a secret. After that, a man said again, "I hate adventurers who are free and unwilling to comply with any rules or regulations. They are just wild dogs without a guild, but act as if they are busy all the time. No problem, I will handle this investigation alone. You all can focus on other things." Some time later, the man began to enter the dangerous grave secret realm. There, he was initially stopped by the officers, but he said he was part of the investigation team and wanted to enter to conduct some investigations. The officer said, "No problem, please proceed as you wish." The man started to explore the place. He said, "Even though this is not my first time coming here, seeing the extent of the severe damage still amazes me. What kind of power can completely destroy a secret realm like this? Even the residual dark power remains pure and terrifying. No matter how much nonsense is said about the mysterious powerhouse, in the face of such power, they all look like ants. This place is truly interesting." Then, the man encountered one of the very fierce monsters in front of him. He said, as expected from a king-level threat, it is indeed surrounded by strong power. Everything here is now mine. Meanwhile, as Ningfeng was playing the game, he felt something. The system said that the in-game relic had now appeared. Ningfeng began to sense that something was connected to him through the aura. He felt it carefully and the connection became clearer. "I should be able to determine its location," he thought. Ningfeng started to move forward and Diane asked, "Boss, where are you going?" Ningfeng replied, "There's an urgent matter, so I need to go for a while." Ningfeng started moving, and according to navigation, the item might be near the dangerous grave secret realm. He realized that the item had started to move. Then we returned to the dangerous grave secret realm area. There, a very fierce monster approached the officers. The officers were very scared because the monster was so fierce. The man earlier was trapped by the monster and said, "Help me, I can't move." Amidst what was happening, the other adventurers began to move towards the place. Ningfeng couldn't walk any further because of the situation happening. He was forced to dismount and move on his own. There, we saw the man now shouting loudly because he was very threatened. Guru was already at the place to help resolve all of this. They were confused about what was really happening here, and suddenly Zuilan and the others were hit by an attack that caused unexpected effects. Zuilan started to get injured. Luckily, Guru tried to help heal her. Guru said to himself, "Thanks to Ningfeng's gift yesterday, I can speed up the casting time and perform the rescue at the fastest speed. But now the situation is critical. Even the strong Zuilan can't stop the monster." Zuilan asked, "Where is the monster?" Guru replied, "It's heading towards the city area." Zuilan said, "Mayor Zhang has already called Duan for help. I'm not sure they can arrive in time." Zuilan thought to herself, "Duan's strength is equal to mine. He won't stand a chance to fight and defeat the monster alone unless there is a strong individual behind it." Ningfeng began to fight the monster there. The monster underestimated Ningfeng, who could only say, "Do I need to use another forbidden spell to completely destroy it first?" Suddenly, the monster became more aggressive and launched a powerful attack. Ningfeng tried his best to defend himself. The attack was blocked by Ningfeng with a protective orb. Seeing this, the monster could only say, "How is this possible? Such incredible power." Shortly after, Ningfeng received a notification from the system. "Currently, the in-game relic has been detected. Does the host want to start absorbing it?" Ningfeng hurriedly did so. Ningfeng performed his task so well that the monster had no choice but to die and be absorbed by Ningfeng. Ningfeng managed to complete everything and gained all the increased attributes. Ningfeng was very pleased with this and said, "Even for a 3-star profession advancing from level 0 to the 3rd transformation, there won't be such an abundance of attribute points. However, besides the attributes, it seems there are other things being absorbed as well. There are some strange memories appearing in my mind." Shortly after, Ningfeng was surprised by the presence of Duan. Duan said, "Boss, what happened here?" Ningfeng replied, "I found a monster, so I exterminated it some time ago. Over there, everything has been taken care of by me, including saving a man." Duan thought to himself, "Just now the mayor informed me about the monster invasion. Can that person understand the boss who eliminated the monster? But the aura around here seems to be the result of a strong spell received. How did the boss do all of this?" Ningfeng said to Duan, "You came at the right time. I'll leave the cleanup work to you." Duan understood this. Ningfeng hurried away at his own speed. Duan said, "The boss is not a mage, but this speed surpasses many agility-based professions. The boss really maintains his reputation. It seems I underestimated him." Sometime later, in the Kinyu City prison, we see a man who was captured. This man caused chaos by making the monster in his body more aggressive. He controlled the power of darkness to become strong but lost stability and control. Zui Lan understood this and said, so this man used the investigation as an opportunity to enter the secret realm and absorb dark power, but he lost control. With all that happened, Zhangli was very happy because the city was protected once again by a mysterious awakener. Everyone smiled at this. Zhangli asked Duan, Sir, did you have the chance to meet the mysterious awakener? Duan replied, Yes, I had the chance to meet him once. Everyone was shocked to hear that. Zhangli said, Can you give me a recommendation if the mysterious boss is willing to stay in Kinyu City? Whatever his needs are, we will do our best to fulfill them. However, Duan said, the boss has a humble personality and rarely appears, so it's best to leave this idea. Zhangli said, what a pity. I don't know how many people would try their hardest to curry favor with a powerful man like the mysterious boss. Duan said, actually, the boss has relatives in Kinyu City, so he will take special care of this place. You don't need to worry. However, the mysterious boss does not want to be disturbed. Zui Lan understood the situation, as did Kai Wai. At Ningfeng's home, we see Ningfeng now deep in thought. It turned out that the in-game relic was the remnants left by the Demon King from the secret realm who had died. The additional images in his mind were parts of the Demon King's memories absorbed. Ningfeng said, I don't intend to become a Demon King, so what's the use of these things? After that, Ningfeng realized that this secret realm would gradually strengthen with the accumulation of dark power. Once time and space could no longer contain it, the end of the world would come. In terms of space and time, the training path for Awakeners was not yet complete and only a few strong individuals could reach the fourth transformation. Additionally, the Awakener profession had not yet reached its peak. Ningfeng realized that the information taken from the Demon King's memories seemed not very good. If this continued, humanity would only face extinction. Even if Ningfeng had the power to protect himself, he could not live alone in a world full of monsters. Fortunately, they were not the only ones left in the invaded secret realm, but some other spaces and times managed to fight and repel the invaders. Ningfeng added, as long as I collect more relics and distribute the useful XP in them, it will have a great effect. However, it is still necessary to carefully consider how to distribute it. These experiences are beyond current knowledge and if not handled properly, can have unpredictable consequences. Shortly after, Ningfeng received a call from Wang Yu, where Wang Yu asked Ningfeng to do something. What will happen next? Part 5 ends here, continuing from the previous part where Ningfeng and Wang Yu agreed to meet at a location. Shortly after, Wang Yu began to greet her guildmates there. Her friend said, congratulations on your successful second transformation. Here, Xiu Sen tried to say, I have reserved a private room in the best hotel in the city. Let's celebrate. But unfortunately, Wang Yu declined. Sorry, I have something else to do tonight. You all have fun. I will invite you tomorrow night, she said. With what happened, Xiu Sen looked disappointed but Wang Yu ignored this. Wang Yu left her team. Here, Xiu Sen seemed upset as if Wang Yu had forgotten who he was. Even so, a girl tried to say, don't say that. Yu is not like that. She must be very tired. Nevertheless, Xiu Sen still did not believe it. He even said, one day, most likely Wang Yu will leave this team completely because she is already too strong. At night, Wang Yu and Ningfeng were at a restaurant. Ningfeng enjoyed his meal very much. There, Wang Yu said to Ningfeng, thank you for the emblem you gave me earlier. It was a great help. Hearing that, Ningfeng realized that the emblem was one of the ways to improve. Then Wang Yu tried to ask Ningfeng where he got the emblem, but Ningfeng said he did not know. Ningfeng was feeling very full. Wang Yu said, oh, if it could be bought, I would like to give it to you and my team members. Ningfeng understood Wang Yu's kindness, always including her friends. However, Wang Yu then said to Ningfeng, don't give up on leveling up. In dangerous times like these, having extra self-defense skills will definitely be beneficial. Once I find the right emblem for you, who knows, you might unlock a new profession. Despite hearing that, Ningfeng said, leveling up on my own is very troublesome. Having someone like you is what I need. Hearing that, Wang Yu felt a bit annoyed. Shortly after, her body ached from the injuries she had received earlier. Ningfeng looked very worried. Wang Yu said, these are wounds caused by completing a mission. Ningfeng asked, didn't you get any treatment? Wang Yu replied, I did, but considering this was an S-level mission, the boss's damage was significant. I need time to recover. Ningfeng understood that this was quite difficult for Wang Yu. Shortly after, Ningfeng received a phone call from an unknown person. The person said, you don't need to know who I am. I ask, where did you get that emblem? Ningfeng tried to hide this from Wang Yu. However, Wang Yu asked, who was that? Ningfeng simply said, it's just someone asking in a harsh tone where I got that emblem. Wang Yu was quite surprised because not just anyone knew that Ningfeng had given that gift to her. Nonetheless, Ningfeng said, don't mind it. I'm just focused on eating meat. After that, the stranger called Ningfeng again, saying, if you dare to ignore me, you will face the consequences. Despite this, Ningfeng was not afraid at all. Ningfeng and Wang Yu then managed to leave the restaurant. Ningfeng went home alone. When he arrived at his house, something surprising happened. His house was very messy because of someone. Yes, sure enough, a hitman was already in front of him. Ningfeng said to the man, "Are you the one who just called me?" The man confirmed, "That's right. I warned you, if you dared to ignore me, you would face the consequences. If you answer my question honestly, there won't be any problems." Ningfeng asked, "Who sent you here?" Hearing that, the man said, "How dare you speak to me in such a tone? You are just trash that has newly awakened. Didn't your master instruct you that someone should show respect when facing a stronger person?" As this was happening, from behind, the man attacked Ningfeng with a punch. Ningfeng managed to dodge and fought back, attacking the man's body until he fell back and couldn't get up again. In the middle of this incident, Ningfeng said, "I will give you this sentence. When facing questions from a powerful person, you must maintain a level of respect." What was happening made the man think to himself, how is this possible? The intel clearly stated that this boy was only a star-level profession, let alone a mage. He truly defeated a star-level assassin with his thin hands. After that, Ningfeng thought to himself, as expected, all my attributes plus my reaction and speed have significantly increased. Even without using spells, I can still handle many situations. After that, again and again, Ningfeng was attacked, but he managed to avoid it. The man now tried to escape because he realized this was very difficult to defeat. As he fled, he was easily caught by Ningfeng. Ningfeng said, "Clean up all the damage you caused. The equipment is also damaged and you must compensate me." Both of them gave everything they had. Ningfeng then said, "Explain who sent you." One of them said they were sent by Mr. Zhuang alias Zheng from the Solemn Lion Guild. He said you have a unique special emblem that cannot be found elsewhere. That's why he hired us to ask about it, said the man. Hearing the name Zheng, Ningfeng realized that he was a mage from Wang Yu's guild. Ningfeng said, "Since you have threatened me, don't blame me for being rude to you. I have a forbidden spell that I haven't used. Consider yourselves lucky." Without further ado, Ningfeng used Soul-Seizing Darkness, a dark forbidden spell that uses mental energy to manipulate the target's mind and temporarily turn them into a powerful clone. Now they became one unit and were assigned by Ningfeng. Soon after, we are shown a conversation between Xiu Sen and his subordinates. Xiu Sen said, "It's better to stay early and go elsewhere to have fun, just the two of us." Xiu Sen then added, "About that emblem, I already sent some people to find Ningfeng. If he doesn't cooperate, I will let him experience what it means to live a life worse than death." His subordinates understood this but said, "What if Wang Yu finds out? Then what will we do?" Xiu Sen now said, "I can't handle everything anymore. Do you want to leave her alone to take care of herself? That's your business." His subordinate understood this and said, "That's right, but unfortunately, this profession change doesn't always go as you say. Even in yesterday's tragedy, Wang Yu made a mistake." Yes, Wang Yu's initial plan was to fight the boss, and the boss was directed at Wang Yu to reduce her confidence and instill fear in her. Then Xiu Sen could act as a hero and be remembered. But things didn't go as he imagined. He didn't expect Wang Yu to go so far as to hurt herself and even really defeat the boss. Not long after, a figure suddenly approached them, and it turned out to be one of Xiu Sen's men. Xiu Sen started to ask, "Did you get the information I wanted?" The man replied, "That doesn't matter. Did you cause this injury, Xiu Sen?" Xiu Sen and his friend were shocked to hear this. Xiu Sen then said, "You dare interfere in my affairs. Something is wrong with you." Suddenly, the man launched an attack, inflicting significant injuries on both of them. They were both now being strangled by the man, who was controlled by Ningfeng. Ningfeng loudly declared, "Those who dare to harm Wang Yu do not deserve to live in this world. But I won't let you die easily. I will drain you and ensure you suffer immensely before death." Ningfeng quickly started absorbing energy and applied immense pressure to both their bodies. He also stated, "Since you said life is better than death, then experience it yourself." Both of them died at Ningfeng's hands. Soon after, Ningfeng also managed to eliminate his clone. He then said, "Those bastards are all ashes now. There must be no evidence left. This is the perfect way to erase all traces. Although these actions are somewhat dangerous, my home is in an ordinary area and can't prevent awakened individuals from entering and leaving as they please. Even though I have the power to confront them, it's impossible for me to stay home and keep watch all the time." Ningfeng then thought to himself, "I initially planned to organize some important matters based on Lorem's memories. Fortunately, I haven't started yet, otherwise, if an intruder found it, it would definitely cause significant trouble." After that, Ningfeng hurried to Duan's residence. There, when Duan heard Ningfeng's story, he was very irritated and angry. Duan said, "How dare they attack the boss? Boss, rest assured, I will immediately go to see who else is behind this." But Ningfeng said, "No need to rush this. Actually, there's something else I want to ask you. Do you know any trustworthy alchemists?" Duan then said, "I'm not sure what requirements you expect from an alchemist. Ning Feng added, I'm looking for someone highly skilled, reliable, preferably independent, and the simpler the involved relationships, the better. Duan, hearing this, said, the alchemists I know are skilled, but they have already joined major guilds. Ning Feng then said, alright, that's fine. Ning Feng thought to himself, in the memories I've absorbed, Lorem once killed several high-level alchemists whose potions exceeded the standards of this world. Unfortunately, I don't understand the specifics, so I can only copy scattered recipes and discuss them with professionals. However, after alchemists join major guilds, they often lose control over their actions, and the risk of secrets leaking is higher. Knowing this, Ning Feng didn't want to constantly attract greedy flies. He then said to Duan, if you get a chance, please help introduce one to me. I will also look for other sources first. Shortly after, Ning Feng asked Wang Yu about a trustworthy alchemist there. Wang Yu said, our team member, Shooting, has a brother who is a skilled alchemist. He initially planned to join their guild, but due to Shu Sen's presence, he couldn't join because they didn't get along, and thus he didn't get approval. Wang Yu added, if you're interested in him, I'll introduce you too. After hearing this, Ning Feng thought, once again, that person is very dangerous. Fortunately, I helped them solve a major problem, and Shu Sen won't be able to cause trouble again in the future. Wang Yu then asked Ning Feng, why is Ning Feng looking for an alchemist? Ning Feng replied, I found some medical recipes at home, and I'm looking for someone to help me examine them.